Hi everyone, this is Cheyenne Valentine, back today again with a new episode. Today's episode, I want to talk about something that's been on my mind for a while. I've been thinking about this, and the Kevin Hart thing kind of reiterated it. And so anyway, believe it, I'm quite a spiritual person, and I bought this book called Love and Reincarnation and Love and Karma, and I'm gonna get into it. It's a really good book though. I might put a link to it in the description box, but it touched on non-monogamy relationships, and it had me thinking about this polygamy thing and open relationships. And I had a conversation with my boyfriend, and we were talking, and I've came to the conclusion, and from talking to him and listening to other male YouTubers, and knowing men, I got two brothers, I've came to the conclusion that men want a one-sided open relationship, and they want polygamy. Now, I might look up the definitions before I do this video, but polygamy is supposed to be where there's one man and he can have multiple wives. I'm for it if the women are okay with that. I have nothing against that. But the problem that I had with that situation was the fact that it never seemed fair to me. Like, it never seemed balanced. I'm all about balance and fairness. So even if the man is paying all the bills, okay, I feel like this. Okay, I'm gonna give you an example. So I watched Sister Wives and some other show where it was one husband, like 4 or 5 wives. Because I'm the type of person, I'm open-minded, and I like to see things from everybody's point of view. I don't just go and just judge. That's not my place to judge anybody else's lifestyle. I feel as long as you aren't hurting an animal or a child, I don't care what you do. So in a situation, the women had their own night with the husband, meaning, Sally had Monday to have sex with him, Jennifer had Tuesday, Kim had Wednesday, and let's just say in this particular scenario, I think this guy had 5 wives, and each day of the week they will have him, a different wife will have him. I think the first wife always started the week out, and the situation was he had his own business with his brother, but he also was in school, so he had he don't have that much time, so he had a paper that was due the next morning. So I think this was like Thursday. That was Kim's time, let's call her Kim, night to be with him, to have sex with him, to spend time with him and whatnot. And he told her, well, I gotta get this paper done, so I'll be downstairs, doing my thing, finishing up the paper. He's like, if you want to come down and talk to me, fine. And she was just looking at him like he was stupid. And the situation is, the reason why she was upset was because she has to wait all the way to next Thursday to have sex with him. And repeat this again. In that type of situation where it's one man and 4 or 5 wives, you have a specific day of the week that you can spend time with your husband. And because other wives need times with him too. So let's just say your day of the week is Wednesday. If for some reason on that Wednesday he has other obligations, you have to wait till next Wednesday to get laid. So that means you possibly could be having sex once or twice a week. Now for some women that's fine. But for other women, if you're really into the guy, you want to have your husband when you want your husband sexually. Okay, so that's one thing I had a problem with, the fact that they were being sexually suppressed, as far as they can only have sex with their husband once a week. Now, I would be okay with that. Let's just say that scenario is what's up. I'm cool with that if they're allowed to have sex with other men, meaning have sex with other men. So they're married to him. Now he gets to sleep with, let's say he has 4 wives. He get to sleep with 3 other women. Okay, so each wife should be able to sleep with 3 other men. Does that make sense? If he has 4 wives, that means the women is sharing, each woman is sharing him with 3 other women. So that means I feel they should be able to have sex with 3 other men outside of the marriage. There should be boundaries, use protection. You don't go on dates with this guy. You can't bring him to the house. I don't want to meet the dude. You're not to get pregnant by him. I understand those guidelines, but how is it fair that, okay, it's only one of you, you have 4 or 5 wives, they only have a specific day with you during the week, okay? They can't be spontaneous, they can't have spontaneous sex with you, they can't just say, honey, let's go on a vacation. They can't do that because they got to bring up the other wives, and maybe they want to be alone with you for a weekend or for a whole week. They can't even do that, their own fucking husband. And then you're going to tell them, that's not even the biggest slap in the face. The biggest slap in the face is that you are suppressing their sexuality by saying, okay, I'm going to only give you penis once or twice a week, but you cannot sleep with no other man but me. How the fuck is that fair? Now, I'm going to tell you why this is being promoted. In this society, they want to suppress women's sexuality. Why? I do not know. I think masculine energy has taken over the planet, and it's supposed to be balanced, supposed to be feminine and masculine. So that's why you have some countries where they make the women cover all up, cover their face, cover their whole body, yet the man can walk out, you know, with damn with his shirt off, but the woman have to cover her hair and all that. That's to suppress her sexuality, because they feel ownership over her, and they feel like you're not to be desired by any other man but your husband, yet your husband can desire other women and do what the fuck he want to do. That's to suppress your sexuality. Now I want to talk about this open relationship thing. I am for open relationships just because it is not. Now, when I talk about this, I want everyone to take their emotions out of it. I'm a woman. I know how it feels. I don't want to share who I'm with anybody. And if I get married, I don't want to share my husband sexually anybody else. But when we talk about non-monogamy, we're talking about a situation that is dealing with sex, in a sense where you're not sexually monogamous. Now, you might be monogamous in your marriage, meaning you and your husband come home to each other every night, you raise kids together, you go on vacations, you don't go on dates with other people, you are each other's priority, but you still are allowed to have sex with other people. Now, you might say, I'm not going to have him or her bringing somebody into my house. That's where boundaries come into place. That's where rules come into place. The rule, let's say the rule is, you get married. You guys are madly in love with each other, but you find other people attractive, and he definitely does. And it's one thing if a man found other women attractive and then pursue them, but these men, ladies, are out here pursuing other women behind your back. Okay, let's be honest, they're doing it behind your back. So since you know this is the case, let's say you present to him, okay, let's have a non-monogamous situation where we both can sleep with other people. The ground rules are we are to always use protection with this person. We're not to just be picking random people, and you're not supposed to be just doing this every fucking week. You're not to be going on dating sites looking to pick up women. I mean, simply put, if you're at work, you end up liking a female and then want to have sex with her, fine. Okay, but there's boundaries. You're not to date her. She's to know you have a wife. You're not to bring her to your home. She's not a priority. And you need to let her know you sleep with other women too. Like, it needs to be boundaries into place. You need to let her know it's only sexual. That's it. There's no we're about to get into a relationship. There's no marriage. There's no contacting my wife. There's no going to my house. We need to always use protection. There's no you finna get pregnant. There's no I'm about to leave my wife for the woman. There's no I'm about to leave my husband. There's no I'm about to get pregnant by you. There's no we finna go on dates. This is strictly sex. Whenever I get time and I feel like it, I have a husband. He knows I sleep with other men, but we have a agreement. That's what I consider open relationship. No, most people don't feel this is ideal, but the reason why I feel this probably can, well, the reason why I feel like this is probably what needs to be put into place is because people would rather lie to their significant other and say, I'm going to be sexually monogamous to you, meaning faithful, and then cheat on them and get caught, and then the relationship is over and this is big ass blowout. You know, why can't we just both be upfront and honest about that we find other people sexually attractive and we want to have sex with other people? Maybe, and when I say sex with other people, I don't mean every time you go out picking up people to fuck. I'm talking about, let's say you've been with somebody for 5 years. In that 5 years, you might have found, for women, 3, maybe 4 men, maybe 5 men that you thought was just super gorgeous and that you just really want to have sex with. You would be allowed to do that. For men, it could be, now men is different. It could have been about 40 women they want to fuck. But see, with men, it would have to be some boundaries because it couldn't just be you're just out here fucking everybody. Some boundaries need to be put into place. You know, this is not open relationship is not a go be a whole pass and fuck everybody. You know, you're supposed to be using protection. You're supposed to think about your mate and their sexual health. The reason I'm bringing this up is because I didn't figure out that men want a one-sided open relationship. Men know when they get married, a lot of them, and when they're in relationships, they plan on fucking other women, ladies. They know this in their head. They're not going to tell you this because they want to suppress you sexually. They want you to believe that they're being faithful so that you won't jump on other options sexually. Meanwhile, they're out here fucking other women. And I didn't figure this out. How I figured this out. Okay, we got a couple guys on YouTube that keeps talking about this polygamy thing. You have one guy on here. His name is Ringo Raw TV. His videos are interesting. But he says that a man cannot be faithful to one woman sexually. It doesn't matter how big your ass is, how great you are in bed, no matter what. He said basically it doesn't matter what you do. He's going to still want to fuck another woman, experience sex with another woman. He says that It's disgusting for a woman to be with more than one guy. It's disgusting for her to have kids with different men, but yet it's okay for men to have sex with multiple women and have kids with multiple women. He said if he's making these women his wives. He said that men have two balls and they're meant to be busting nuts all day. So that just means that from his perspective, since a man has a high sex drive, he's meant to just be a whore and just fuck all day long and just come in bitches and just have all these fucking kids. That's what you're saying. Basically, he's saying men are not supposed to even try to control their sex drive, because that's a definition of not trying to control something when you're saying I'm just supposed to be busting nuts every day. And how do you bust nuts every day? You're having sex and coming in different women. So that's basically telling men to not have any discipline sexually, to just fuck whomever, have a lot of kids, be financially in debt, and just fuck everybody. And he says fuck your feelings, because he says Kevin Hart, like, supposed to be with different women because he has money, and even if he didn't have money, he's a man, and that's what men do. But this is the flaw in what he's saying. I don't disagree with the fact that men desire sleeping with other women, no matter how great you are. Ladies, you probably did everything for a guy. You probably are gorgeous. You probably cooked clean, gave him sex whenever he wanted to, supported his dreams, tried to be the perfect woman, and he still cheated. That's because he don't have control over his lower groin area. And we live in a society where to men are promoted and encouraged to sleep with other women. They give in to men's sex drive. Society does. They tell men, go ahead, be a player, sleep with multiple women. That's what you're supposed to do. You're a man. And they say this because he has a high sex drive, just because he's a man. But it's mainly because they had a high sex drive. But let me tell you something. This is the gag, everybody. They tell women, you're supposed to close your legs and be down there virgin and not sleep with multiple men. But why are they doing this? Ask yourself why. They're doing this because it's this misconception that women have this really, really low sex drive. But ladies, you and I know some of us do have a rather low sex drive, but some of us have, I'm going to say the average woman has a moderate sex drive. Meaning, if they find a guy they really like, they can have sex with him maybe not every single day, but like 4 or 5 times a week, and love it. If the sex is good and they're really into him and he's really attractive and he makes them feel really good. If a woman is willingly laying on her back and opening her legs and taking a penis, she has a sex drive. But see, men, to suppress you ladies, they want to say because your sex drive is not as high as theirs. And no, I do not think the average woman's sex drive is as high as the average man's, but we still have a sex drive. We still enjoy sex just like men do. Okay? So because of this, because they have seen that women are a little bit different, that we require a little bit more, our sex drive is not as high, meaning we can control it better. They have decided, well, since their shit is ravenous and just out of control and it just does what the fuck it want to do, they decided, well, we deserve to be more than one woman. Fuck your feelings, fuck your heart, and you deserve to only be loyal to one guy. This is what this is the conclusion they have came up with. That is very selfish and a disgusting point of view, because when you come from a spiritual point of view, you look at things from an equal point of view and you take your emotions out of it and you say, what is fair for all involved in this situation? Once again, take your emotions out of it. I mean, if we're going to be all selfish, yeah, I'm pretty sure everybody would love to be in a faithful relationship with a great person, have them be monogamous while you fuck other people. I'm pretty sure everybody from a selfish point of view would love that, because that way they get everything they want and they still have a main at home that's loyal to them and that looks good, they love, but yet when they see somebody they think is cute and want to screw, they get to fuck them but keep the person they with. I'm pretty sure every human would love that. But that is not fair, and that is not right, and that's not fair to all the parties involved. Let's be mature about this and take our emotions out of this. And when I discussed this with my boyfriend, I didn't discuss me and him having an open relationship, but I just talked about the concept of it. And he said, get it through your head, no man is going to go for that. And he was saying how women, we're irrational about other things, but yet when it comes to this thing and cheating, we're so rational. He said no other man wants another man having sex with his wife or girlfriend. He don't want another man to ever say, yeah, I'm fucking your woman. Okay, same with a woman. No woman wants another woman to ever say she's fucking her man. So what's the difference? Why is it? I mean, women have an ego too. Women have pride too. So I don't understand how these men feel like. What I don't understand about men is that they know they're not going to be faithful, yet they would never come to their woman or wife and say, look, let's have an open relationship and here are the ground rules. Usually when an open relationship is involved, I've seen the woman has suggested it because the man keeps cheating. So she just says, let's just have an open relationship, and then he doesn't want to do it. I don't know if you guys watched Greenleaf, but it was a scene in Greenleaf where the husband was cheating with the lady he worked with and other women, and he met with this one guy. This was like last season. Let me speed this up. He met with this one guy. The guy brought his wife, or the wife had on like a tight dress. She was pretty. The guy was quite handsome. He was talking to the cheater's wife, just conversating with her, and then his wife was talking to the cheater. And they had dinner, and they said, well, let's talk, let's do business, but let's go to this. I have a cabin, and what we do there gonna stay there, and it's for adults only. And so basically he wanted to swing with them, swap partners. So the cheater came to his wife after the incident, and he said, well, let's say the guy was named John, the swinger. He said John called, and he said, he want to know, are we still on for the weekend? She said, yeah. She was painting, and he was like, so you know what he wants to do, right? She said, yeah, I know. He said, you know what's going to happen, right? She said, yeah, I know. Then she's painting, and he said, can I ask you a question? She said, what? He said, have you ever been with another man other than me? She said, I think she laughed it off and didn't respond. Either she laughed it off and didn't respond, or she laughed and said, oh, no, of course not. And he looked at her suspiciously. Then the next night or that weekend came, and she's getting dressed, and she said, honey, she had her backpack. He had his backpack, and she said, honey, you ready to go? And he just sitting on the bed looking sad. And she said, honey, are you ready to go? And he said, I don't want to go. And she said, why not? He said, I cannot allow another man to touch you. I can't. And she said, well, what is it? Why do you care if another man touches me? You don't care about me. You don't care about me. You're with other women. You don't love me. And he said, I love you. You're mine. And he was like, you're mine. And you belong to me. See, everybody, love is not possession. Love is not own another person. You can't control another person does, and we don't own other people. We can love other people, but we don't own their body and own them. We can't, in life, when you love somebody, you're supposed to consider their feelings and what their needs. And how I feel about it, and before I get into that, so anyway, their relationship got better after that. They made love and all that. And I noticed that all of a sudden he was back into his wife after the thought, like another man, this man didn't even have sex with her, but the thought of another man having sex with her caused him to get more into his wife because he felt threatened. So, now back to my other point. I feel like when you love somebody unconditionally, because our love has conditions. So you love somebody unconditionally, you want them to be happy. So if what makes them happy is sleeping with other people, I mean, you gotta look at things. My thing about it is fine. If that's really what you need, I love you, but you know what? I gotta get but at the same time, I need to be able to do the same thing. Okay, because I do love you and I want you to be happy. I don't want you to be miserable with me. And you're saying it's just a sexual desire that you have, and that's it. You don't want to be with these people. Okay, well, allow me that same privilege. You cannot, with men, they would rather cheat behind your back to keep you faithful than lay it out on the line and say, okay, we both can do this, but let's have ground rules, and this won't be a reason why we break up because somebody laid down and had sex with somebody else. Oh no, this won't be the reason. The reason we won't be together is because of other stuff. We're not compatible no more, but because somebody slept with somebody else, we're not, because we're not letting it. Yes, we have boundaries and ground rules in place. I know this sounds just, most people like, I'm not gonna G for this, but I think most women would G for open relationship over polygamy. I would never be in polygamous relationship, and if I was, this dude would have to be filthy rich, and I will have other men on the side. I promise you that. I would be fucking and sucking other men. I refuse to give my all to one guy while he get to sleep with other women. Okay, if it's just sex, then why can't he sleep with other men? He might say, these are my wives, I'm devoted to them. I don't give a fuck. You're still sharing your body with another woman. I'm not getting all your time. I'm not getting all your body. You only give it to me once or twice a week, and my needs aren't getting met. You don't spend enough time with me because you got other kids and other wives. I'm not getting my needs met. Just like he feel like one woman can't satisfy his needs, I feel like you're not satisfying mine. You're spread it too thin. You're one man with all these kids and all these wives. That doesn't make any fucking sense. But I'm cool with people doing that. But I'm saying that that's not cool for me. And I know most women, 90% of the population of women, ain't gonna be cool with that. So I'm saying, what is the alternative? Because ladies, let's just lay on the line. These men have no intentions of being sexually faithful to one woman. When I say sexually faithful, I mean they can maybe come home to you every night and you're their girlfriend, their wife, and they love you, be faithful to you in an emotional type way. But sexually, their body belongs to everybody. Sexually, they want to be with different women. Okay, so they have no intentions of ever giving that up or trying to control their sex drive or trying to evolve spiritually to get in control of to where they can be satisfied sexually with just one woman. They have no intentions of doing this. So, and I don't recommend you stay with somebody who's cheating on you and you don't cheat back. If you want to stay with somebody who's a cheater, cheat back on them. Now, you might say, well, I'm not cheating back. I'm just going to leave the cheater and give it a guy that doesn't cheat. Okay, is there a man in the world who would not have sex with another woman? Let me tell you something while he's with you. Let me tell you something. I don't think men consider random sex cheating. Now, let me explain. Say you married, right? Your husband, he sees a woman at work. They screw in the parking lot of a job. He goes to a club one night. He screws one in the parking lot at the club. He screws in the bathroom. Let's say he never calls these chicks again. He know that that's cheating, but in the back of his mind, he has convinced himself that that's just, you know, that's just, those are stragglers. That's just some random hot sex he done did, and he don't really look at that as cheating, because for him that didn't change his feelings about you. Now, a man, in my opinion, considers cheating when he gets a mistress. And the mistress is somebody that he has a set time that he sees every week. He talks to regularly. He's building a bond with. Now, he might feel bad about messing around with her, and he consider that cheating. But I honestly feel like, and men might not admit to this, I don't think that men feel like women, they randomly fuck here and there and get their number and fuck 2 or 3 times and then they want to the next and all these straggles. I don't think they really feel like that's cheating. They know logically they know it's cheating. That's why they hide it from you. But in their mind, they look at it as just some random sex. So I don't think they really care. How can I say this? It's not important to them, and they feel it doesn't affect the way they feel about you. So they don't even really qualify that as cheating. They mainly qualify cheating as like if they found another woman they really liked and they keep sleeping with her and they can't leave her alone. Where like she's like their mistress, and if he wasn't with you, he'll be with her. Like that's the one he might feel kind of bad about. Other than that, I don't think they really feel bad about the random women they sleep with, because they feel like, okay, they're not doing it purposely. They don't really want to be a cheater. They dick calls them to do it. So if you know you can't be faithful to the woman that you love, you need to open up the relationship, fellas. You need to open it up and says, let's have an open one so you can fuck other men. It's not fair, and it's never going to be fair that you get to sit up here and pretend like you're monogamous, fuck other women behind my back, and while I'm turning down other men that look better than you and got more money than you, and then I'm basically faithful to a dude who's cheating on me, so you're out having all the fun. If you love somebody, like I said, you want them to be happy. And for men, they want to suppress one woman sexually. That's just to suppress you sexually, ladies. That's what they're trying to do, okay? Because they know damn well they're not able to be sexually faithful to one woman. They're not. And they have no intentions. A lot of men who get married, I'm not gonna say a lot of them, some of them try to be sexually faithful, and they could, and some of them succeed for a while, then they end up slipping, and shit happen. I do think some men are more prone to serial cheating than others. Some men, I think, can be faithful for a decent amount of time. If you're sleeping with them regularly, putting it on them, you're doing everything right. But you're not perfect. You're not going to do everything right. You can never oversex them enough. And even if you're doing everything, this dude on YouTube and several men have stated, no matter how perfect a woman is, how beautiful, how good she is in bed, he's going to want to fuck another woman, and he's probably going to do it. Okay, he's going to always have those desires. As long as those desires is there, he's going to act upon them. So if men notice, they should never come to women with a monogamous situation. They should always say, look, let's have an open relationship. The open relationship just only means that we both can sleep with other people. We're not to bring these people to the house. We're not to, have unprotected sex. We're not to get them pregnant, or you're not to get pregnant by a guy. We're not to go on dates with them. This is just strictly if we see somebody we like, we can explore having sex with them, and that's it. There's no building an attachment. I feel like if people were more mature, because see, I'm tired of women getting their heart broken, and I think we all were set up for failure, ladies. I feel like we were set up to believe in this. Men, Prince Charming, 6'2", handsome, make a lot of money, be our husband, give us kids, be this great dad, come home every night, pay all the bills, cater to us, who's romantic. That motherfucker don't exist, okay? And we've been told men, gonna marry you, and we just assume they could be sexually faithful. We just assume this shit because a significant amount of us are able to be. I ain't gonna say significant amount. I've known a couple women who had a very high sex drive, and you know, for the men who say that women, it's disgusting for them to be with other men, but it's not, but men are meant to fuck other women. How is that? Okay, if you look at a man and woman's body, we both are, I would consider, a biological computer. We both can get STDs and AIDS. We both can pass herpes to other people. Okay, so how is it nasty for me to to sleep with multiple men, but it's okay for you to sleep, but it's not nasty and disgusting for you to swipe juices with all these women? Okay, men will say anything to get you to basically to suppress you to get what they want, because I don't understand why, like, men know they want to be with other women. So if women are saying, baby, let's have an open relationship, you would think that'd be cool with it. You would think that'd be like, okay, cool, that you think that'd be a dream come true. But these bastards really fucking want you to be faithful only to them. Why these motherfuckers really want 10 women to only be faithful to them? Why they fuck all 10 women? This is what a man really wants, ladies. Deep down, they want then 20 women that's only preserved for them, that only have sex with them, and then they get to not only have 20 women devoted to them and only fuck them, then they still get to fuck other women, and they want these women to only be with them sexually. I don't know what planet these motherfuckers came from or where they get this warped sense of thinking, but I feel like society is to blame for the way a lot of men think. Men have been taught to be out. Like my boyfriend says, a double standard. They've been taught you're supposed to be out with different women, breaking hearts. A lot of women, that's why a lot of women, I think, are turning to men now. That's why I think a lot of women are turning to turning lesbian and turning to other women who come off masculine lesbians, because I feel like they've gotten their heart broken so much by men, they've turned off by them. Okay, and for the women who are turning to so-called hoes, there's nothing wrong with you being with multiple men sexually. The problem is, it's nothing technically wrong with it if you're using protection. The problem is they want to give you a reputation of being a hoe, and they want to tell everybody, and they want to make it sound like there's something wrong with you being like that. Yet men like women to be very sexual. So men are fucking hypocrites. Okay, one hand, do they like hoes or do they not? Do they like women who are really good in bed and sleep with a lot of dudes, or do they not? Men just want you to be their own personal whore. They want to find a woman who has an extremely high sex drive, and they want her to only have sex with them. It doesn't work like that. So what men want, they want what I call an open-sided, no, let me take that back. What men want is what I call a one-sided open relationship, where they get to fuck whomever they want and then suppress you sexually. That's what they want. And ladies, they can't have what they want, okay, because it's not fair. Okay, so it is hard, it's hurtful and painful to see somebody that you love having sex with another person, even knowing about it, even finding out. That shit is painful, okay? But we gotta take ourselves out of it. Wouldn't it be less painful if you found out he was sleeping with other women, if you were sleeping with other men, ladies? You know it would be. Let's be honest. If you found out he was sleeping with 2 other women, you were sleeping with 3 other men, I don't think you would be as upset. Okay, and if you had established that you guys could have an open relationship, who y'all sleeping with ain't even no big deal, because that's all y'all doing. Y'all not trying to build bonds with these other people. It's just strictly sex. And when you love somebody, you know, you want them to be happy. So I'm not saying, oh, I love my man, so I'm gonna let him be with other women. What I'm saying is, if I find that he's cheating and doing all this and I still want to be with him, I'm gonna say to him, look, I'll take my emotions out of this. I see that you have an issue with just being sexual with one woman, but yeah, I can tell that you know, we love each other and you enjoy being with me and being my boyfriend. Okay, let's have an open relationship. You continue sleeping, with other women. I can sleep with other men. You are to use protection. You are not to bring them to the house. You are not to go take them out on dates. You are to let them know you're in an open relationship and that they can have sex, and that's all they can have with you. You can basically be fuck friends with them. That's as far, and I can be fuck friends with whoever I want to be with. The dude, ladies, if you go to your dude with this, even if you caught this man cheating on you 100 times, he is not gonna G for it. And I don't understand it. I don't get it. Like, okay, the woman's giving you what you want. She's saying you can still be with me with boundaries and rules in place. You can still be with me, but at the same time, you can be with me, but you can be with other women just only sexually. You can't be with them emotionally, taking them on dates and building a bunch just sexually. And then I could be with a man sexually, because that's only fair. And if you tell a man that he's going to say that's not fair, it's disgusting for you to be with other men, but it's okay for a man to be with other women. Now, I want to say this real quickly. I asked this one guy, I said something to him, this is a long time ago, and about cheating or something. And he said the reason why it's not okay for women to be with other men when they're married or something, or It's different when a man cheats than a woman, because he says if she comes up pregnant, if she's been with other men, he's not sure if that's his baby. Okay, that's a valid point. Okay, and your point? I mean, look, yeah, that's a sticky situation, but you can raise the kid as your own. You can do whatever you want, but let me throw this out here, okay? Yeah, if she's sleeping with other people and you are too, she gets pregnant, it's possibility it's not yours. But at the same time, if you sleep with other women, it's a huge possibility that you might have a baby outside of that marriage. Now, how's she supposed to feel about that? And then you might have a baby outside that marriage. How you know that baby outside the marriage is even yours? Now you got all these women planning this baby on you because you're fucking them. You're gonna have to tell your wife. So when you get other women pregnant outside your marriage, how is she supposed to feel? Because she knows that's not her kid. So either way, y'all not supposed. Think about it. Think about this, ladies. Men always say, okay, if he marries you, he knows that's his baby. He can guarantee it. But at the same time, so he says because of this is why you should not be with other men. But he said he's supposed to be. But it's okay for him to be with other women. It's the same scenario, just reverse. Okay. If she gets pregnant by her sleeping with other men, no, it's not a guarantee that's your baby. That's why you should have a paternity test. But if you fucking other women, it's an equally high chance that you're gonna get another woman pregnant, and that baby's gonna be around your wife, and she knows for a fact that's not her child. You might have doubts about that. You might have doubts about that being your child that's in her stomach, but she knows for a fact those women that you're fucking and got pregnant, she knows for a fact them ain't her kids. So what's the fucking difference? See, men would try to twist this and do whatever they can to twist this around to make you seem like you're a disgusting, nasty piece of shit for even entertaining the idea of having sex and sucking another dude's penis. Yet they can sit up here and eat other women out, have full-blown relationships behind your back, have kids outside the relationship, and do all this shit, and then claim it's because they have a sex drive and they're a man, so they have the right to do that. Ladies, we need to take back our power. The bottom line is either it's open relationships or it's none at all. Because if I find out that you're cheating, we're going to this is how I do it, ladies. I don't know how y'all feel about this. It's going 3 ways. Let me see, maybe 4 ways. If I find out my dude cheating, either I'm breaking up with him, either I'm gonna stay with him and present to him an open relationship proposal, either I'm gonna stay with him. The third thing is stay with him. Let me take that back. Okay, yeah, 3. So if I find out he's cheating, it's going to be 3 options, I think. The first one's going to be if I'm done with his ass anyway, I'm just going to dump him. The second one is I stay with him and I present him with an open relationship proposal where we both can sleep with other people, but we have boundaries in place. Or 3, if for some reason I just really still want to be with him and he was not open to an open relationship and he promised that he was gonna be faithful to me for the rest of his life, which he's a fucking liar. When I say faithful, when I say being faithful, I only mean sexually faithful. I mean, you know, him saying that he would never stick his dick in another woman for the rest of his life other than me. If he lies and say that to me, okay, but he doesn't want an open relationship, and if I just for some reason madly in love with him and don't want to let him go right then, I would stay with him and I would proceed to fuck other men behind his back. Those are the only 3 options for me. What option would not be if I find out he's cheating? I stay with him and I be faithful. That option would never happen, and it's never going to happen. If I fucking find out that you're cheating on me, I'm not gonna stay with you and be faithful to you. And do you know, ladies, that some men feel like when you forgive them, because you know if you stay with somebody you got to forgive them for what they did and move past. The men think just because you stay with them that you so-called forgave them and you're not mad about what they did no more and that you're being faithful now. Do you know this, ladies? These dudes are so fucking, they expect you, hold on, to find out that they have cheated and been having passionate, lustful, hot, sweaty, animalistic sex with another woman behind your back and come home and kiss you in the mouth afterwards. You're supposed to find this information out and find that they slept with more than one woman doing this. And then forgive them, stay with them, and not fuck another dude in retaliation. Like, I don't believe it. And let me tell you something, ladies. These dudes really believe this to the point that I've had older women tell me this. When I say older, I'm just saying that they have, you know, they're older, they've been married, they know men better than me. They have flat out told me, if you find out that he's cheating and you got him back, don't ever tell him that you slept with another guy. Don't ever admit to it. They said because you want to hold that guilt over his head based upon what he did. But I feel like it's deeper than that. It's deeper than holding the guilt. It's more like, okay, I don't need to hold anything over his head. I think they're telling you this, ladies, because they know how fragile man's ego is. And they know that if you tell me, yeah, I've been fucking another dude, well, you fucked old girl, they can't handle that. Like, for some reason, they can sit there and do the shit to you over and over again and feel no remorse. But yeah, the moment you just have sex. Now, I don't understand why it makes them so upset, because didn't men say sex doesn't mean anything? Then they say, when they cheat on you, they always say, well, it didn't mean anything, it was just sex. Okay, well, I sucked his dick and it didn't mean anything either. What are you talking about? It's the same. It don't mean anything to me either. And men say, no, when y'all cheat with men y'all want and like. We don't do that to y'all. We cheat when we don't want. Okay, well, you're stupid, because if I'm gonna lay down with a dude, it's gonna be somebody I'm attracted to, or at least he gonna have some money, something. I'm not gonna risk what I got for just some random dude. I'm gonna have to be either really attracted to him, like him, or he has some money or something. It's gonna be like a motive behind it, other than me just having sex. And if it's just sex, and if it's not a motive, then it's gonna be straight, I'm gonna have to find him gorgeous and just want to, jump his bones. Why would you mess around your mate with somebody you don't find sexy or attractive? Like, men do this all the time, and they're stupid, because now you're getting caught with a broad that don't even look like shit that you don't even want. Now you didn't risk breaking up with risk the relationship with the woman you really want. Had you just came to her and said, let's have an open relationship, either you control your dick or have an open relationship. Because what's not gonna happen, like I said, if you cheat on me or any other woman and she's gonna stay with you and then forgive you, she could forgive you, but she's just gonna forgive you and fuck somebody else. Like, she's not gonna forgive you and then not fuck somebody else. Like, these dudes are delusional, ladies, and they want a one-sided open relationship.